Hello, this is Gio. Hey, look what I have here. I have a box from ONWOTE. On the side of the box, it says Smart Security, Strong Protection. What could it be? Well, this is a new security camera system. And more specifically, this is an 8-camera 4K system with a network video recorder, or NVR. And we're going to set this thing up today. And so let's open her up and see what's inside. It's well packed. Let's see, right off the top we have a little some literature here, a user manual, and I believe, let's see, these are probably the cameras. So we'll go ahead and take those out. And this is probably the recorder here. We'll slip this out carefully, put that aside. And then we have wires and accoutrements. So I got everything out of the box, and first thing I noticed is it does come with 8 strands of 60-foot long Ethernet cable. This is Cat5 Ethernet cable, so this should get us anywhere we want in the house. Now this is power over Ethernet, so you don't need any other cables other than this Ethernet cable, which attaches to the recorder. So no additional power needed. And so opening up one of these camera boxes, well packaged with some foam, and here is one of the cameras itself. If I can get out of here. Let's see what we have here. Some connectors there. Some screws for the actual bracket. And then slip this out. And here you can see where the Ethernet cable goes in. Now this is additional power supply for a 12-volt battery, I believe, DC, if you need it, but you don't need to attach that to actually get this thing powered. And here we go. This is one of the cameras. And so there's 8 of these cameras. So the camera looks pretty sturdy. I believe it is a metal enclosure. Feels a little bit plasticky, but I do believe it is like maybe a aluminum enclosure. It is weatherproof. It is 4K ultra high definition 2160p camera. Again, it has a built-in microphone. And it does have a 100-foot infrared night vision. So and also motion detector. We'll look at more of that later. So I did notice that the cameras kind of look upside down initially. They're actually supposed to be like this, kind of in that direction. So I want to turn around the camera. And to do that, you just have to hold on to it very tightly and turn. There's probably a water resistant O-ring in there. But as you turn, the whole camera will turn in this bracket here. And so if we do this carefully, we could turn it right side up in the direction we want it to be. Now there's also a little ring here. If you rotate it counterclockwise, it'll come out and basically expose the holes by which you install the screws into the wall. And then you'll just put this back on and tighten it up. So it does come with some screws that you could use to attach the camera to your wall. So we have these out here. But before we do that, there is a waterproof connection, which comes in this little pack here. Let me open this up, and this will help keep everything waterproof. So you take your cord, you first put this little component on right here, and then this with the little fanned portion back like this. There's this little rubber portion that kind of opens up and can go around the wire like that, and this will basically, so you get that in here like that, and this will help tighten everything together and make that component waterproof. So you do want this little ring here next over this, and then when you connect it like this in like that, then you put this over here, and then you bring everything in line like this, and then you could lock it in place. And now the connection should be waterproof. And so let's take the recorder out of here. Let's see what we have here. We have some additional Ethernet cables. Looks like some pad or some kind. I'm not quite sure. It has some attached, some glue there. Grab in here. Oh, it comes with a mouse. Now this, you may think this is silly, but there's a lot of people out there that only has laptops and that little pad. And some people that I know don't actually have mice or mouses for computers. And therefore, this is kind of a handy touch if you don't have one already. And of course, your power supply right here. I believe that's it. I think I could just take this whole thing out. There you go. You got the foam pieces on the side. Right off the bat, I noticed support right here. So support at ONWOTE.com. And this is the enclosure to the recorder right here. You do have a USB 2.0 input there. This looks like a light perhaps, and maybe these are just lighting here. I think the magic is in back. And yes, indeed, it looks like all the magic is in back. You've got 16 ports, power over Ethernet ports right here. We only have 8 cameras, but it is expandable all the way up to 16 cameras. You have a port here for your router. You can connect this into your router and bring up displays on like a computer or even your smartphone. You have an audio out, audio in. You have a VGA connector for your monitor, an HDMI input, 4K. You have a USB 3.0 connector here, your power, of course, and a little fan. And then right here, you do have some, looks like some like alarm connectors in and out that you could perhaps connect to your existing alarm system into this box. We'll probably not get that far into it, but the rest of it we'll probably definitely use. Okay, so I initially just laid out the recorder. I plugged it into a monitor here. I went ahead and connected the mouse to just the front USB port there. And in back you can see the power right here. I am using an HDMI cable to connect to the monitor. And then right here is the Ethernet connection to a single camera. And so to turn it on, you just hit the power switch in back. And after the system boots up, this is the initial display you see. You can see that the single camera pointed to the sky is showing right there. And then you could see that the mouse is operational. The first question it asks is, what language do you want? It does have a variety of languages. As you can see here, we'll just stick it to English, hit OK. And then it asks you for a login password. Now the instructions give you a default password initially, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll go ahead and click that and just hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Enter. And then we'll just hit remember this password for now, and then hit login. We'll hit OK. And now it wants basically for you to enter a new password. So the first thing is username is it looks like it's locked in to admin, so administrator. The old password is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so we'll click away. And now we're going to just enter a new password, and I'm going to just enter this so you don't see it. And then I'm going to confirm. Now it looks like the email address is optional. We'll just keep it blank for now. So I'll go ahead and fill in my new password and then hit apply. So next it wants you to pick a unlock pattern. So I'm just connecting like dots. I'm just going to make a Z here, just like that. And it says draw again to confirm. Like that. And now it wants some of your time zone, date format, etc., what the time is. So we'll just stick with Pacific Standard Time. I like year, month, day, so we'll go ahead and select that. 12 hour, let's just do with 24 hour. That's easier to deal with when you're looking at security footage. Let's see, time, date. It already seems to know the time and date, so it's January 5th today. So we'll keep that the same. Here you could select if it's daylight savings time or not. And if you select daylight savings time, it'll tell you when it starts and when it ends. We'll just keep this off for now. So next it's asking you for some network information. I'm just going to keep it at the default here. Okay, so it does have an option. You can use your app for this if it's connected to your router. And so I'm going to go ahead and take a picture to download the app. So I'll go ahead and hit that. And that will take me to the guard viewer, which you can see right here. It says scan QR code to get app, scan QR code with the app to add the device, and then scan QR code with the app to add the device lastly. And then we'll just go ahead and hit OK. And there you go. You have 16 cameras, of which only one is active, and it's showing my ceiling right there. And actually, just to make it a little more interesting, I did connect a second camera and just put it out on my porch. So, you got a ceiling and a outdoor version. If you just double click these images, the whole screen pops up. There are options here by which you could start local recording, instant playback, etc. There is a zoom feature right here. So you can click that, and let's just zoom into this little device right here. The box doesn't show up very well, but clearly you can see that it quite easily zoomed into that smoke detector there. So if you just kind of double click, you can kind of get out of that. And let's see, let's go outside, and you can see a nice cloudy sky right there. If we zoom into, let's say, the trees up here, it's a pretty good view actually. I took some photos with my iPhone from about the same location, and it's about the same quality. So the quality in terms of the zoom feature is actually pretty good. Here I also have a little bit of bar feature on the bottom. As you can see, as I drag down, new features come up. One of which is multi-window, which is quite useful since I only have 2 cameras up and 16 capability of 16 windows here, or 16 cameras. You could change it from single window to 4, 6, 8, 9, 16. We may eventually get to 8 cameras installed, but right now we only have 2. So let's just go ahead and select 4, and you can see how the display changes to 4. And so let's go ahead and click the outdoor view here, and looking at these options right here, you do have a option right here for 2-way audio. I don't think that's really applicable for this camera, but you can listen to the outside audio. Currently it's on mute, so we'll go ahead and get that off of mute. And you can kind of hear crows crowing in the background. The audio is okay. Now, I have seen camera systems with better audio. This is not the best audio. I was a little bit disappointed with the audio. I did test it out outside with my voice. You can kind of hear it. The background tends to garble the sound. Indoors, it's a little bit better, but it could be a little bit better audio, but you definitely do hear cars go back and forth, and if you're closer to the camera, you can understand speech. So at least there's that. So just clicking out, going back to the bottom menu here, there's a home menu, which you can click right there and go to the home. And again, the camera 1, camera 2, there's some selections there. You can, a variety of selections, encoding, audio. In this case, there's not much audio adjustment you can do. Some snapshots, some image quality. You could select different items for the different cameras here. Privacy mask, etc. Just some network connections, some systems. You have some just some preview options. Time, you could reset your time. User, you could change the administrator, passwords, etc. Security. Backups, you could actually designate the different cameras, how they're going to back up. Again, this system can be expanded to 2 hard drives. And here's the storage, and you can see now this is being recorded continuously. You could also set it to not to record only, let's say, during the day or during the night. You could change the cameras, which ones you want to set individually. So go ahead and bring back there. There is some kind of alarm systems. You can do some with motions, etc. I think you have to actually connect an alarm to this system, which we currently don't have. And then maintenance, you could, you could get, here's that QR code again. You can get into the app. You can connect to your computer once it's hooked up to your router, and hopefully we'll do that in a little bit. And then you just hit exit and you're back to your view here. Okay, so again, the windows you're seeing right here are live recordings. This is what's happening as we speak. You could also play back what you've already recorded, which is stored in the hard drive. And again, it's continuous recording. You could just hit the playback button right here. And you can kind of see me kind of moving around there when I was setting up camera 1. You could also bring up camera 2. Let's move camera 2 to a spot you can see. This was probably about 10 minutes ago or something like that. This is what, while I'm still setting it up. You could also zoom in. Hold on, let me select the right camera. You can see me setting up camera 2 right there. And I get it outside. I bring it back in, and you can just see kind of what's going on with the camera. So these are all recorded basically from about 10 o'clock to 12. I'm kind of working with the system. You can see the time here as we back up. You can see the time change. And you can go back here and you could actually use an external drive, a flash drive. You can cut clips. So if you want to designate start and stop what you want to save to store onto your flash drive, you could do that, and it'll save it. You could designate the file folders, and you can also do a snapshot as well. So you can save those images and load it to either a portable hard drive or a flash drive as you desire. And so we're back to the live view. I'm pretty happy with the results. The audio again is a little bit off, but the actual video is quite good. So I think I'm going to move this system to my basement and start wiring up these cameras and connect them to my house and align them. So that's what you're going to see next. So I did move everything to my basement, at least in a temporary location on a shelf. I'll probably make a permanent shelf specifically for this unit in the future. But right now you can see that I did hook up already 4 different cameras outside. Now again, this is a wired system, so you're going to have to find a path by which from the camera to the recorder, and that will depend on your situation. So for me, I actually had to run a couple of these camera wires through my wall into my living space, and then actually drill on near the baseboard into my basement. And then for a couple other cameras, I was actually able to wire it and run the wire actually through the wall into my basement, so I didn't have to go into my living space. For you may actually be able to use your attic space, but eventually somehow you're going to have to run it to your recorder, and that will probably be the hardest part of the installation. So I haven't named the side yard camera yet right here, so if you want to do that, you could just click that and go to OSD here. I'm just going to put my standard Z in for my control there, and here under camera name I could just go ahead and click here and rename it as I please. So I'll just do side yard and hit enter, and that'll save that. You could also change the font size here. Right now it's on small. You could also do extra large if you want, as you can see here, but I think I'll just keep it as small for now and then exit. And so again, the quality is quite good in terms of the video. I'll just double click on the side yard here. You could see a squirrel eating out of my feeder, stealing some bird food. I'll just zoom in on this squirrel here. And you can see, you can just kind of spy on the squirrel as he steals the bird food. But again, the audio isn't that great. I have to complain a little bit about that. I'll give you a couple of examples right now.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing.
And so you can kind of hear me talking in a couple of them. One, it's really garbled and kind of hard to hear. That's basically the quality of the audio. So basically, if you want this system, you're going for the great video quality and not the sound. And I did download the app, the Guard Viewer, as you can see here. And so I could just hit that, hit Live View, and then it'll load up. And actually, since I have 4 cameras, I'll load up that camera and show it on the side view, and you could access each one of these cameras. You could zoom in, double click, zoom into each one of these cameras, look around, and this is all from my smartphone. Okay, so now I'm on my computer, and you can actually download the Guard View from ONWOTE itself. Just go to www.onwote.com. You want to hit support right there. Then down the download center right there. Scroll down a bit for software. And then you do want to select your proper recorder, in this case NVR30 series, and scroll down. You could either download the software for a Mac or Windows PC, which I'm going to do right now. And you just hit download, and it starts downloading a zip file. And then just go ahead and open up the zip file and run the executable file to start the installation of Guard Viewer on your system. Then once you've installed Guard Viewer, it looks very similar to your app and also the recorder. You can view all your screens. As you can see here, you can double click, you could zoom in, etc. You could look at multiple cameras, and it works very similar to the recorder itself and also your smartphone app. And so that is the 4K ONWOTE camera system. I'm actually pretty happy with this. I think I'm going to install at least 2 more cameras, if not 4 more cameras over time. I think it will highly improve the security of my home. And so I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button at the bottom of the screen and even consider subscribing to my channel. I have many more videos to come. Bye-bye.